Hey, what's up, guys? To Intuitive 717, I'm back with another reading. I do have a message here, and I feel like it's for the Divine Feminine Collective, okay? I feel like you're not reacting in the same ways that you used to, and your silence is telling your Divine Masculines everything they need to know, okay? I feel like the bond has really deepened in a way where, like, all of the push and pull and back and forth, it doesn't exist in this connection between these two people anymore because of this temperance energy, okay? I feel like you've learned to be assertive. You've learned to have your energy just be protected in a way where you're more reserved. You're not really reacting outwardly. And I think that this is a sign of trust as well, developing between the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine, because your masculines can read your energy, and I feel like temperance can represent self-restraint as well. So I feel like old stuff may be coming up in the connection with your Divine Masculine, like certain old triggers, now that you two may be in a place of like communicating with one another, or many of you, like I've picked up in the last few readings in the last couple of months, many of you are getting that union energy where you're seeing 717 a lot, 1111 is coming through. Many of you are getting another opportunity to ignite the flame again. It's like the universe is saying, all right, let's throw them back in the ring and we'll see what happens this time around. And this time around, I feel like Divine Feminine, you're much more of like a skilled fighter this time. I feel like, not that you two are fighting, but it's like what I mean by that in the ring is just this twin flame dance that, we all know happens. It's that interaction between you two and how your behaviors might trigger one another and put one into offense, the other into defense. So I feel like that dance this time around is just a lot more graceful between you two, okay? Maybe you're learning that when you do a dance, one person has to lead while the other person follows. And I feel like temperance is telling me that many of you are starting to see that, Divine Feminines. You are really just allowing the connection between you two to unfold and flow in a way that it doesn't have any control over it. And I think that temperance energy there, by mastering that temperance energy, many of you in the Divine Feminine energy have really learned to just allow things to flow. Like if hiccups do come up, if things come up, you don't panic or you don't go into that offense mode. I feel like many of you absorb and you observe and you try to maintain this balance and this peace within yourself. You just want peace on the journey, and I feel like it is just making you so magnetic, just beautifully attractive at this time, okay? So let's get some of your Divine Masculine's energy towards you at this time, okay? So while you are in this non-reactive state of mind, okay, they may be trying to trigger you. They could be trying to just engage with you in the ways that they would before. It's almost like they want to trigger that push and pull response, but many of you just aren't giving it to them, okay? Yeah, we have engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. And that's why I feel like a lot of you are experiencing that, because you're not reacting in the same ways. It's like you have so much faith and trust in the journey that no matter what is happening on the 3D, I feel like many of you are just saying to yourselves, like, this is in my highest good. It's in our highest good. Okay, I'm getting the words like non-combative as well for the Divine Feminine Collective, and I just feel like whatever's going on, you're not being combative towards it. It could be like the karmic situations, it could be just things unfolding in your own life. Many of you are like, okay, I'm just going to keep my zen and deal with things as they come one at a time, okay? And I do feel like a lot of your Divine Masculines as well, they could, in a sense, feel like you're leading in a way, because it's this new energy that's bringing out something new within them also. Let me just turn this off, guys. So sorry about that. You're bringing out this new energy in them as well. Okay, so we're going to dive into that, because I feel like with you being a little bit more calm and assertive, it could be putting them into this strength energy. Okay, and I feel like the strength really represents the bond of the connection. The bond of the connection has really strengthened, and I feel like I'm not letting you go anywhere. I'm not letting you out of my sight. So that means somebody's not going to be pushing and pulling with you anymore, disappearing, like the whole blocking. You know why? Because they're not about to do that. They're not about to send any signals your way, especially while you're in this temperance energy, to really irritate or rock the boat on the connection at this time. Why? Because you guys, I don't think you would even flinch. You would just wait and let it unfold. And that's the thing that's That's the thing that's really getting to a lot of your divine masculines right now, is like your patience and this temperance energy is through the roof, okay? And some of them might see you in this strength energy, in this you're in a place of being unbothered, and also like you're not allowing anything to disturb your peace. You're peaceful as a little lamb. Mary had a little lamb might be significant here for some of you. Maybe some of you are named Mary. But this is how they see you, and I feel like this strength is what's making this commitment to you deepen. Okay, the way that they see you is just abundant. You're very mature. Many of you are stepping more into your purpose. I feel like a lot of you are very busy at this time because of this temperance energy. So not only is it affecting your relationship with your counterpart, and I feel like the energy that's coming through here is like that's in a really good place. We have the Ace of Wands here, so I feel like both of you are like you're awakening to the twin flame connection here as more than just this love and romance and, you know, whatever that phase is over. Like I'm feeling like that honeymoon phase is over. Like the engagement is over. Now it's ascending more into like you're my person and I want you for life. That's how I feel like the divine masculines are feeling. Like, guys, I'm also hearing it doesn't matter what the hell is going on the 3D. Like this is all happening in like the thought space, or like it is just like visions coming through. Like I feel like what's happening is like the spiritual bond between you two, it always starts up there first, if that makes sense. That's the energy I'm getting through this reading with the Ace of Wands. See how her eyes are closed here? You could see in the third eye area that something's brewing. I feel like what this new beginning is like purpose. I know who you are now. Like I recognize who it is you are. And it only happened for your divine masculine when many of you got into that temperance energy, right? Self-restraint, not pushing. It wasn't your job to push. Many of you are just sitting down. You're allowing things to unfold. If you do feel the urge to pour into your masculines, many of you are like, okay, I don't have to pour everything into them. I've got to remember to pour into myself as well. And so all of this is making you appear as strong, like their ultimate match. And I feel like this new beginning that's brewing is starting, I'm hearing it starting upstairs first. So that could mean that it doesn't matter what situation they're in. Okay, your masculine could be halfway across the world right now. They could be in another, situation, living out their life. If you are thinking about the connection in this way as strongly as you are, a lot of the times they are as well. And that's why I mean by it starts upstairs, because I feel like as much as you two may be apart right now, the little bits of communication that is starting to unfold, or it's starting to happen, it's happening on like the spiritual level. You both probably can't stop thinking about one another. I feel like for the Divine Feminine Collective, like many of you are, like you're focused on yourself right now with the temperance energy. Okay, you're focused on either, building for yourself, making sure that things are organized at home. Okay, it's like when you look around at your own environment, I feel like many of you are like, okay, do I have everything I want? Do I have everything that I desire? Do I have everything I need? And if I don't, how do I obtain that? It's like your mind is focused on bigger things. That's why you're not reacting to your masculines in the same way anymore. It's like a lot of their tactics to keep this whole, like the flame going from a place of like either like lust or, like a lot of the game playing. And it's not that the game playing is bad. I really do love that, bickering and bantering and that kind of low-key competition that does happen between twin flames. But if it's operating in like the lower chakra areas, chances are you guys are going to try to trigger each other and like, be jealous of one another, or karmic situations are going to trigger you. You're going to feel like you're missing out, like the connection is never going to come together. I feel like all of that has come to a halt because you're not reacting to those things anymore. It's like, okay, you're in a karmic situation. Cool. I'm going to be patient and I'm going to let that play out in whatever ways that it needs to. Because your focus has shifted, Divine Feminines. You're in your strength now. You see the journey for what it is. You appreciate the journey for everything that it's given to you, instead of seeing it like some kind of curse or something to be pissed off at your Divine Masculine about. I feel like many of you have really come to a place where you're no longer letting that affect you. You're in this Ace of Wands energy, which is I'm going to take all these abundant gifts and I'm going to use it to my advantage. And from this point on, the rest of the journey is going to be smooth sailing. That's what I feel for you. The rest of the journey for the Divine Feminines is going to be about smooth sailing. We do have the Hanged Man here coming up, so I feel like a lot of you have really shifted and changed your perspective. You're in your Empress energy now, and with the World here, I feel like a lot of you are birthing new things into your reality, and you're more poised doing it. That's why I feel like a lot of your Divine Masculines are like, shit, like, I'm not even going to be bothered playing games anymore. Like right now, they're in serious mode. You're in Empress energy. That means you're all business right now. Okay, you're fruitful. You're using your manifestation to grow things. Many of you are opening up businesses, starting, all kinds of creative endeavors. And I feel like with the Empress energy, it is coming to you like this. And a lot of people are watching this around you and wondering, how the hell are you making all that shit happen? It's the energy, baby. It is the energy of you alchemizing, okay? Turning pain into pleasure, okay? A lot of you really took... I feel like some of the just crazy stuff that might have been happening on the journey, okay? A lot of that lower chakra stuff, okay? If you're in temperance now, chances are you really had to have some self-restraint on the journey. A lot of you could have dealt with trying to heal stuff, being obsessive over your Divine Masculine. If there was karmic stuff in the way, many of you had to really heal from like the feeling of missing out. Like you weren't missing out on anything. It was all an illusion. It's like, what's the sense of feeling like you wanted that life that the Divine Masculine had with like the karmic partner, for example, when you know that was just an illusion, right? Like, what's the sense of being in a life with somebody and then your Divine Masculine like can't stop reaching out to you, for example, right? Many of you started putting things into perspective. That's what the Hanged Man does, right? It shifts everything upside down and you start removing all of the illusions. A lot of you are like, wait a second, I'm not missing out on anything, because it's like, I don't want that life. Like if I'm with you, I want you to be invested in me 110%. So a lot of you started pulling out of these, karmic interactions, karmic situations. Temperance tells me that a lot of you were like, damn, like I know my worth, okay? Wheel of Fortune here. I'm going to turn the wheel on this specific dynamic because I want more, I deserve more. So that's why you guys alchemize. You took a lot of that pain, a lot of that triggering, a lot of that fear of missing out, and you turned it inward, right? It's like everything you were missing out on. I can guarantee with the Wheel of Fortune now, many of you can give yourself those experiences. You don't have to be like the karmics and hold on to your Divine Masculine's coattail to make your Divine Masculine, to have your Divine Masculine make your dreams come true, right? A lot of you are now making your own dreams come true. It reminds me of the song Bitch Better Have My Money, Louis XIII, and it's all on me. You just bought a shot. Kamikaze, if you think that you gon' knock me off the top. Okay, so somebody just bought a shot while you bought the whole bottle. That's the scene here. Okay, that's why you guys are in this temperance energy now. You're in your Empress energy. The Wheel of Fortune is turning for you. Yeah, that's why you guys aren't reacting in the same way. Okay, remember the reading I shared last night talking about like you guys have bigger fish to fry? I feel like that is why you guys are so unbothered, okay? Four of Wands here. Many of you are building stability now. This is what you're focused. Celebratory energy. Okay, the tent in the background there. Four is a number about like stability in itself. And I feel like the Four of Wands for many of you now is like building structure and a lot more purpose around you. I feel like four represents the four walls of a home. So many of you are being so much more, again, reserved and protected with your energy. There is no room to react in the same ways that you were acting before. Many of you are just silent over the triggers. I feel like your silence is saying everything that you need to know. Like if there is a trigger, or if you guys are like, I feel like if you do end up in any kind of conflict energy, or you might feel like you're being pushed back into that place of getting upset or wanting to block them or just not communicate, I feel like a lot of you are just silent. You're silent at this time, okay? Because you're focused on your stability. So that way, if anybody does try to knock you down, Divine Feminines, I feel like you guys aren't going to feel it. It reminds me of the Three Little Pigs. A lot of you are working on building your brick house here with the Four of Wands. You're building that brick house. You're the one that took the time out to build the brick house. That's why you're so unbothered at this time, is because your energy is so protected, and it has to be protected in this way because your masculines have to now come to the table and really try to pull you back down into that darker side of doing the dance. But I feel like many of you are now making them rise up to where it is you are. Okay, they had you in a state of mind where you guys were operating in maybe like the straw house or the wooden house. So it's like they'd come huff and puff and blow your house down. Now many of you are sitting in the brick house with the Four of Wands here. Okay, and you're continuing to build. That's the thing with many of you, is you're continuing to build. You're on a different level here, is what I'm getting. That's why many of you aren't reacting to your masculines in the same way. It's like it's not even worth it to cause any kind of conflict or stir up or drama, because I feel like by reacting, then it would mean that you were invested in them in the way that they're operating, right? But a lot of you aren't, because you're trying to make them rise. Like, that's what I'm getting. You're not interacting. I hate to say it this way, but it's like you're not interacting with them or reacting to them. A lot of you could be leaving their messages on read, on seen. I feel like for a lot of you, it's like if the conversation doesn't have substance, if it's not going anywhere, you're letting go of that. You're getting them to get into a place of really taking the connection with you a lot more serious, because I feel like that's the level that you are on. Many of you are shifting, right? Like you're really having that mindset of like, you know, elevating yourself. Like company is a big thing. Who you keep around you, the kind of company you keep, is a big thing. If anybody can't match the kind of energy that you're on, you know, converse with you in the ways that you want to converse. Like many of you are getting serious now, because I feel like with the Wheel of Fortune turning, and you guys are probably adapting like business mindsets, getting more organized in your home, your space. A lot of you are more aware of energy and like the impact of energy. So it's like you're very more aware in this Temperance card here of like who you spend your time with. That's the message that's coming through loud and clear for your divine masculines. So they're going to want to try to match your energy, because they've come towards you. You're not reacting in the same way. Your silence is telling them everything that they need to know. So they're going back to the drawing board now, because now they know, like, in order to be in your presence, like, people got to make it worth it. And it's not coming off as cocky or brash or arrogant. It's just, I feel like you've done a lot of work, Divine Feminine, on booting people out of your life who were just there to like suck away your energy, to trigger you in the worst ways. Now many of you are just dusting your hands of people, places, and things that don't resonate with you, right? Some people are trying to call you. They're getting your voicemail, right? That Eve song, Satisfaction, right? They call your phone, they get your voicemail. Now they're calling you rude, right? It's like, no. Because at a time where many of you were in these people's lives, it's like they really took your energy for granted until you really had to turn around and alchemize all of that betrayal, all of that neglect. Many of you just booted people out of your life, and now you're very, very careful about who you open up that circle to, including your counterpart. Okay? So, yeah, guys, that's what I have for this message. I hope you guys found it insightful. I hope you found it well. If you guys would like to dig into a personal session with me, check out some of the links in my bio. You can find me on Wizio.com. I'm also on Hipsy.com. If you guys want to do one-on-one private sessions, you can literally pick up the phone and call me. I do have the membership section here on YouTube as well for extended sensual readings if you guys are interested to join that community. All right? I love you guys. Take it easy. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.